Okay. Oh, when I'm done?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming today. I'm here to tell you... What's this? A penny? And it's heads up. Nice! I'm gonna get a good grade on my speech, I guess. I better knock on wood. As you've probably noticed, I just demonstrated a couple acts of some common superstitions. Superstitions such as these are practiced all around the world, and according to the survey I passed around, by 52% of everyone in this classroom. I'm extremely interested in superstitions for several reasons. First and foremost, I'm a strong believer in the power of believing in these unseen forces, and have been for many years. Secondly, being a creative writing major, I truly love the stories upon which most of these are based on. Thirdly, I have done extensive research on this topic to get a better understanding of superstitions as a whole. This research has included hours of surfing the web, diving into books, and conducting some surveys. Today I will inform you on two of the more interesting aspects of superstitions, the origins of a few popular ones, and the psychological practicality of believing in a superstition. We will start by looking into the past to see how some of the more famous superstitions came into being. Believe it or not, many superstitions can actually be traced back to an event, era, person, religion, or in some cases, a combination of all of these things. The first superstition I would like to take a look at is the idea of saying, "God bless you," after somebody sneezes. Yes, this is so commonly used, many of us no longer even acknowledge it as a superstition at all, but more of a common courtesy, like holding a door open for someone. It has long been believed that when one sneezes, their soul, or spiritual being, has temporarily escaped their body. Although this may seem a little far-fetched, it was enough of a concern, according to St. GregoryTheGreat.com, for Pope Gregory the Great to make this act an actual law. Okay, here's Pope Gregory the Great. He lived from 540 to 604 AD. You can tell he's really concerned with sneezing and stuff, and looks real spiffy in his nice religious wear. So, during the 6th century, a horrible plague swept across Europe, wiping out nearly half of its population. Since sneezing was a known symptom of this plague, the Pope saw it as a necessary and a morally correct act to bless the person who was near death. The next superstition we will take a look at is the belief of Friday the 13th being a most unlucky day. This is not only one of the most widely believed superstitions, it also happens to be a personal favorite of mine. I, like many other mischievous children, grew up longing for the calendar to give me a Friday the 13th. I took them as a chance to see black magic in action, and never really asked where this fear came from. When we look, though, for the origin of this superstition, we find it buried under centuries of blood and fear. As we learn from the book, Tales of the Knights Templar, King Philip IV of France ordered a secret countrywide arrest overnight of all the Templars on Friday, October 13th, 1307, out of fear of them gaining too much political power. It goes on to tell us that because of the cruelty and injustice enforced upon the Templars, that this day would forever be remembered as one for misfortune. And that's the cover of the book that I cited for you all, and shows that that book led to other things like this movie and whatnot. Moving on, I will now explain to you the psychological reasons millions of people believe in the unbelievable. For some, the idea of superstitions is silly, foolish even, but for the rest, they are central to our daily lives and are part of who we are. Like many things in this world, superstitions are hard to explain, but with the help of some scientific research, we can get a stronger grasp on why humans have a tendency to practice them. The most famous study in regards to this subject is known as B.F. Skinner's Superstitions in the Pigeon. In this study, he states, and I quote, "Rituals for changing one's luck at cards are a good example. A few accidental connections between a ritual and favorable consequence suffice to set up and maintain the behavior in spite of many unreinforced instances. And this is B.F. Skinner. He was renowned for his research in human behaviors, but I actually think it's kind of more astonishing how much he looks like the pigeons that he worked with. Especially in this picture is a great example of that. Another logical explanation for superstitions are they are born to teach people lessons. An example of this would be a parent telling their child, "Don't you go stepping on cracks or you're going to break your mama's back." The child, taking this to heart, will try and avoid cracks when walking, when in reality, the parent is really just worried about them tripping and getting hurt over a crack. As I've informed you today, superstitions can not only be traced back through the ages of time, but also explained through sound reasoning. I've explained how a few of the most commonly practiced superstitions found their way into existence. Along the way, I also demonstrated some of these superstitions for you. Finally, I showed you a bit of the science and logic that support their practice. So, as I leave you today, I have just one favor to ask. Please keep your fingers crossed for Jillian, seeing as she is the 13th speaker. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Haha. Hilarious.